Hey guys, welcome back to AFK Journey. In today's video, I wanted to talk about summons and some reasons you might want to save your summons for the near future and some reasons why you may not want to save. So it's an interesting question. I've been having more people ask me about VALA and stuff and whether they should be saving their summons for a new character, waiting for VALA to go to the standard banner, which we've got to look at because they have, when they did the little hotfix, they updated the details for their rate up banner and everything is clear and explained. So I want to talk about situations in which you guys might want to save and which situations you might not want to save, what I am doing personally, and also like just in general, you're never going to get this right. There's never going to be a 100% right answer because if they release a new character and it's the most OP broken character in the world, then you're going to wish you saved. If it's not, then you're going to wish you probably summoned. So it's an awkward one because you can never know. We don't even know if they are releasing a new character after VALA's banner, but let's go through and let's discuss a few things. First of all, in the hotfix, we had this amendment. Now I'm gonna skip the first 3 steps. But the most important one is number 4 written here. So after the rate up recruitment ends, you can still select the corresponding rate up heroes in your wish list. So they go to the standard banner and the epic banner, you can put them on the wish list. That's the way I understand that. I think that's pretty fair assumption to understand that's what it means. Rate up invite letters can be used for all rate up recruitment. At the end of this round of rate up recruitment, your progress will be carried over to the next round. Essentially saying your pity carries over. So if you're at 20 away from getting the copy of the character and you don't manage to get the character in like you don't get a copy of VALA because you run out of summons or whatever, then you will be 20 into your next character. So you only need to do 20 more pulls. So the pity carries over. So those are 2 very good fundamental things to know about these. Now, when we talk about saving summons in the near future, I'm not going to talk about Stargaze. I've already explained why I'm saving those in a video, and that has nothing to do with this topic. But we've got 3 things to look at. We've got the epic summon tickets, we've got the normal summon tickets, and then we have diamonds. So let's go through the epic summon tickets first. Now, the only reason right now you would be saving epic summon tickets is if you were going to put VALA on your epic summon wish list when she comes, like when her banner's over, which is in 4 days and 11 hours. Now, I just want to preface all of this by saying, by saving, you are possibly hurting your progression because you're not getting heroes that could help you progress through getting those ascensions and stuff like that. But once again, when we're talking about it right now, VALA's banner ends in 4 days and 11 hours. You're not completely crippling yourself if you save for a few days. But with epic summons, the reason you would be saving epic summons would be because you're putting VALA on your wish list as soon as she comes off. For me personally, that is not the case, so I am not saving these things. Iron is one I am definitely leaving on. Cecilia I am leaving on. Rowan, once I get a copy, I will take him off. Smokey I'm leaving on, and Thorin I'm leaving on. And if I do get a copy of Rowan, I will be swapping him with Carolina, and that is the way I am going about it. But right now I am still trying to get that Rowan copy, but I don't want to take him from my 7-day login chest because I'd rather get an Iron from there because I've had, 4 Irons in the last 36 epic pulls, and he's basically 1 copy away from Mythic Plus if I use the chest one. So that's why I'm leaving Rowan there. But essentially, the only reason you would be saving these at the moment, in my opinion, is because you're going to put VALA straight on, and then you can save for a few days. If not, like me, you just keep popping them. Doesn't really matter. Moving on from that, let's talk about normal summon tickets. Now, normal summon tickets you would be saving if you were going to be putting her on this wish list. Once again, you don't have to. It's not the end of the world. But if you're going to put her on this wish list, which in my personal opinion, I'm going to have Rowan until I get a copy of Rowan, and then he will be replaced by VALA. And if I already had a Rowan right now, my wish list would be Temesia and VALA. So either way, I think it's not a bad option to save your standard summons if you want to try and get those tech chance at getting a VALA. However, if you are just summoning, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to kill your progress. That's a 1 in 8 chance that you get that character. I mean, sure, if I summoned right now and I got Temesia, I'd be kind of pissed that I didn't just wait for a VALA, because me personally, I would rather get a VALA copy because I think she's a better tech support at one copy because I don't have any on this account. But at the end of the day, it's still not such a big issue. Doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and do it. Listen, I may end up just summoning on this banner and not waiting the 4 days anyway. Now, the final thing we need to talk about is saving diamonds, because diamonds, and we're talking about free to play, and this also applies to the rate up invite letters, which you are probably saving because you've probably done your summons if you've got a bunch of them. So diamonds, should you save them? Now, the diamonds are an interesting one. I personally have still been using diamonds on the standard banner. On this account, I'm trying to keep up in the leaderboards, trying to progress as fast as I can, and to do that, I've been trying to get as many copies of my the heroes that I need, both the elite and the epics, to start like bolstering my roster. So I have been using diamonds on the standard banner and not saving them. But if you are someone who has been saving diamonds for the next rate up character, I think it's definitely a viable thing to save for. I think with most characters, we can safely assume that they're either going to be a character that you can get away with one copy of to get some tech usage. Otherwise, the main thing you're going to be aiming for is Mythic Plus, which for Mythic Plus, you are going to have to save a fair few diamonds for characters as they release. However, we still don't know if there is another banner. They have not announced another character yet. At the time of recording this, we've had the hotfix notes, and the hotfix has gone through. We've had the dev notes talking about the new seasons and stuff like that, but we have not heard anything about a new character. So maybe you want to save a little bit for a few days, wait and see what that character is. If you save yourself up to 12,000 diamonds, that's going to guarantee you pitying a copy of the new character when they come, if they come, and then you can sort of play like that. So at least you can get the one copy viability if the character is viable. But once again, we don't know if the character is coming or not. So for me personally, I'm not going to save any gems for that. I'm probably going to, if anything, I'm saving gems because I'm going to save them to summon on the standard banner once VALA comes. But once again, that is not a massive issue. So, you can feel free to just, go throw some summons in. But that's my basic thoughts. One, you're either saving gems for a new character, which I think people who have been saving for a long time as free-to-play low spenders, it's like, just keep saving, wait for a new character. If you've held out this long, go nuts. If you're someone who hasn't been saving diamonds, I don't think there's a massive reason to save diamonds until you have a roster that is well fleshed out. You can see I've got Mythic. Thorin can get to Mythic, but I don't have any Mythic Pluses, and that's where characters really start getting heavy viability. So until I start getting a decent roster of Mythic Plus characters that I am comfortable with my roster, that is when I will probably start saving diamonds and try and save up an absolute ton, so that then I can save for new characters that seem powerful and then get them straight to Mythic Plus. And then I feel like that's going to be a good way to bolster my roster. But especially as free to play, I think at the moment, saving is not something I'm going to prioritize, because I would rather fill out a base roster of characters, which includes the elite heroes and summoning. At the moment, for me personally on this account, I am focusing on that standard banner, even using my diamonds on that standard banner, just so I can fill out my roster as much as possible. Now, you don't have to do this. Like I said, there is no right way. Maybe the next two characters that come are like the most game-breaking things ever, and the people who saved from the start actually catch up a mile on what they are. But for me personally, I'm choosing progression right now, and that's why I'm summoning on this banner. So you know what, I say I'm going to save, but we're just going to pop a 10 pull at the end of this video just because, we're recording and shits and gigs just to prove that it doesn't really matter. But if you are a big saver, you can keep saving. But in general, for most people, I'd recommend just keep popping your epics as you get them. Keep popping your normals as you get them, unless you're desperate for more VALA copies from here and you're concerned about that 1 in 8 chance of getting shafted. But if you have saved a bunch of diamonds, keep saving. Hopefully we hear something about a new character. I'd say if the VALA banner goes away and then for another day or two, we don't hear anything and nothing happens, then maybe use them. But even then, if you have been saving, I'd probably just continue on with it. But yeah, let's pop a 10 pull and see how we go over here, because I was going to save a little bit, but if I get Temesia, you guys can just have a really good laugh at me knowing that otherwise would have been a VALA. But let's face it, I'm 35 away from pity. I've hit pity on this banner the last 2 times. I don't think we're about to break away from the pity cycle that is the standard banner for me. But let's face it, my account had God tier luck early on. Now we're getting single purples. Rip the dream. What do we get? Please be an Odie. Honestly, Coco, I'm pretty happy with that. My Odies, I'm kind of I'm kind of sad because this account I started a bit later, so I didn't get to live through the reset of the Dream Store. So I purchased every Odie copy, and now I'm just kind of dry on Odie copies. Essentially, is where I'm at. But anyway, guys, that is my thoughts. Like I said, it's not a massive one. You're not going to ruin your account by choosing either way, and there's no guaranteed right way. But I've just had a few people asking me about it, and those are my general thoughts. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.